Okay, topic 4, we are going to solve quadratics. So, when solving quadratics, there are steps that you need to take. The first step is to set it equal to 0. So you set your equation equal to 0. So this one, I already set equal to 0. This one, we'd have to do something first because that's not set equal to 0. Okay? After we set it equal to 0, we factor. And now at this point, you could either have a GCF or your trinomial factoring. What multiplies to give you the last term that adds to give you the middle term. Okay. From there, we're going to set each factor equal to 0. You're going to solve, and the last step, check your work. Okay. So this first one, x squared minus 8x plus 15 equals 0. We're already set equal to 0, so the next thing is to factor. This is your trinomial factoring. What are the factors of 15? So 15, we could do 1 times 15, negative 1 times negative 15, 3 times 5, or negative 3 times negative 5. So what adds to give us a negative 8? Negative 3 plus negative 5. So we have x minus 3, x minus 5 equals 0. Now, from here, we set each factor equal to 0. And the reason why you do that is because anything times 0 is 0. So if x minus 3 equals 0, then the whole thing would be 0. Or if x minus 5 equals 0, then the whole thing would be 0. So we have when x minus 3 equals 0 and x minus 5 equals 0. Add 3, you get x equals positive 3. Add 5, you get x equals positive 5. Okay, so there are your two answers. And plug them in. 3 squared is 9. 8 times 3 is 24, so 9 minus 24 is negative 15, plus 15 is 0, so that one checks. And with 5, 5 squared is 25, minus 8 times 5 is 40, plus 15. So 25 minus 40 is negative 15, plus 15 is 0, so that checks. Okay, so two answers. Next example, we need to set it equal to 0. I have my x squared here, so I'm going to add the 10x. So I have x squared plus 10x, and then I'm going to minus the 24. So minus 24, those are both gone, so that equals 0. Then, what multiplies to give us negative 24, that adds to give us 10. So negative 24, the factors. We have negative 1 and 24, 1 and negative 24. Negative 2 and 12, negative 12 and 2. So let's check as we go around. There are so many. So positive 10. We need to add to get a positive 10. Those don't. Negative 2 plus 12. Right there is our positive 10. Okay? So x minus 2, x plus 12 equals 0. Then we set each factor equal to 0. Here, add the 2. You get x equals 2 minus the 12. X equals negative 12. There are two answers. Plug them in. 2 squared is 4. 24 minus 10 times 2, 10 times 2 is 20. 24 minus 20 is 4. So that checks. And with negative 12, negative 12 squared, negative 12 times negative 12 is 144. Equals 24, and then negative 10 times negative 12 is positive 120. 24 plus 120 is 144, so that checks. So they're both answers. Okay, let's try one more. Now with this one, do you think it would work to set each factor equal to 6 and just solve from there? Do you think that would work? No, it wouldn't. And the reason why is because if this is 6, so x would be 3. 3 plus 3 is 6. 3 minus 2 is 1. 6 times 1, well, that one does work. So that one would work. If this one was 6, let's see, x minus 2, 8. 8 plus 3 is 11. 8 minus 2 is 6. 11 times 6 does not equal 6. Okay, so it doesn't work. It's not like if one of them is 6, it's going to multiply to give you 6. It works with 0, because anything times 0 will give you 0, but not with 6. Okay, so what we have to do here is we actually have to multiply this out. So x times x is x squared. X times negative 2 is negative 2x. 3 times x is plus 3x. 3 times negative 2 is negative 6. So combine your middle terms. That's x squared plus x minus 6 equals 6. Now we have to set it equal to 0. So we have x squared plus x, negative 6 minus 6 is negative 12. And that equals 0. Now we can factor. Okay, what multiplies to give us negative 12, that adds to give us 1. Well, negative 12 is, that's going to be either negative 4 and 3 or negative 3 and 4, right? To add to give us a positive 1, that would be negative 3 times 4. So I have x minus 3, x plus 4 equals 0. Set each one equal to 0. Add the 3, so x equals 3, minus the 4, so x equals negative 4. There are your two answers. And plug them in. 3 plus 3 is 6, and 3 minus 2 is 1. 6 times 1 is 6, so that checks. Negative 4 plus 3 is negative 1. Negative 4 minus 2 is negative 6. Negative 1 times negative 6 is 6, so that checks. Okay. So there you have two U-tries. Basically, we've done two examples like them. Okay, so go ahead and try them. Remember, on this one, you have to multiply it out and then subtract the 14 to go ahead and do it. Okay, but try those, and we'll go over them next class.